Hi guys, and welcome back to another Minecraft kind of video, I guess. So I'm going to be taking a short break, but in the meantime what I do have is actually a server up that you guys can come on, and there is a plot world as well. I'm just going to be going through the server and what you can actually do on the server at the time, kind of like now, I guess. It is still a work in progress, so there is little bits that I'm going to be tweaking, and if you have any problems, just, give me a shout. But I'm going to be on this server while I'm having the break. It's mainly a break from recording rather than anything else, just to give myself a little bit of a breather. But you will spawn in, well, this huge spawn. So yeah, the actual IP is going to be in the description. You can pretty much do most things anyway. You won't be able to break blocks, for example, on the server. You also won't be able to spawn, I don't know, like cave spiders or whatever. Yeah, it just disappears. So you won't be able to do any of that kind of stuff, especially in here. This spawn is actually just kind of like a temporary one. I'm planning on doing something like having a gigantic castle or something, I don't know, inside a cave. It'd be quite cool when I get around to doing it. But the first thing you kind of want to do is just fly down here, and this is going to be the big warp board. So there's loads of different little worlds. Currently, you've got MV list, so there's kind of like most of the commands are here. So if you do MV list, for example, this will give you a list of the worlds that you can actually go to. There is spawn the end and spawn the nether, but they just don't go there. But all you need to do, for example, if we just do MVTP, and then you've got all of these ones here. So you've got like I put on the Gondorian town is on there. There's a plot world for you guys to build on. There's also a modern plot world here. You go plot world city. So I'll show you that one off. And Dakr currently on there in its current state as well, if you guys want to check that out. But let's go to the first one. If we just do MVTP Gondor, you'll then appear in my little Gondor map, and I'm planning on building on this server as well. What I'll probably do is disable the map, so you won't be able to get to the access while I'm recording, or I'm not really too sure if that will live stream it. I don't really know. But again, you'll just be able to fly around. You won't be able to place anything. Not on this one. This was just a show around, but it'll give you guys, if you want to have a look around at what I've kind of done. If you do need to go back to the spawn as well, all you need to do is just do MVTP spawn, so you can jump over to here. We might as well go and see Dakr, why not? So if we just do Dakr, there we go. So you actually spawn right in here. I'm using Conquest. Obviously, John Smith Legacy is probably the best texture pack to use for Dakr, but you can see its current progress at least. And again, I'll probably be recording on this. I have started recording the last episode of Dakr. As you can see, there's a couple more buildings in the castle grounds you can actually kind of have a look at. So it's a little bit different. I'm still building on it. It's just taking forever. And time-lapsing, it does take a long time. So you can always just kind of check around this. And again, of course, you won't be able to destroy stuff. But you can, open doors and stuff. I did have a problem with that until I found out what permission I need to give you guys to actually open doors. So you can have a fly around here, have a look around at what it's looking like at the minute. And also before that episode comes out, you'll be able to actually see the buildings that I've put in. And probably when I'm actually building on the map as well. I'll either live stream it or do something. I'm not really too sure. The next big one is probably if we do a plot world. So this is the medieval plot world. If you guys haven't done plots before, then basically what it is, it's a load of gigantic squares, and you can't build, for example, like here, you can't place blocks on the main road. This is somebody else's plot, so for example, I wouldn't be able to build in here because I don't have permissions to do it. This plot is actually mine. It was just me messing around with a row hand style, so I can build here. And all you need to do is just find yourself an empty plot, like this one, for example. If you do plot me info, that'll tell you. So that one has no owners, for example. You can also tell by there's actually a sign here, so it says owner, Lord Dakr there. And all you'd need to do is on the server is go plot me, and then do claim. So now this belongs to me. So that's pretty cool. And then in this plot as well, what you can do is you can do plot me, for example, biome, and if I wanted it to be a forest biome, for example, there you go. The whole thing's switched to forest. You guys also have world edit just for your little plots. So, you could do, I don't know, select over here and just do set 1 or something. So you've got world edit, and you've also got the replacer stick as well, if you guys have struggled on getting that on there. The server is 1.7.2. just because that's the kind of version that I've been using, and if I'm using it for recording with Camera Studio, I kind of have to be 1.7.2, unfortunately. So yeah, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, and if you decide that you don't want it, for example, if you built like a, I don't know, really, you didn't like this or something, I don't know, maybe you built a house and you're like, I don't know, I've given up on it. What you can do is you can actually do plot me reset. Oh, I haven't got that one. Okay. Well, I can do that anyway. So if you leave up a sign and say, you know, you don't want to use it anymore, I'll come over, I'll fly over with my permissions and do that. Or can you do plot me clear or something? I don't know. I can't remember. I'll have a look at the permissions. It's still a work in progress. There you go. You can do clear at least. So I think it's still mine. There you go. Yeah, so it's still mine, but I've just cleared it at least. So you can do that, but you can't reset them. But I'll come have a look at that anyway. So yeah, those are the main commands for us. You can just do those kind of things. You can build pretty much whatever you want in here. And before you think that you're going to be able to grieve people, lava, just it treats this as a border, so you can't actually do anything like that. So yeah, that's quite cool. So this is mainly for the medieval stuff. I've got a Rohan house here. Some of the cool stuff that you can do, for example, I don't know if you guys know, but like terraforming wise, actually need to get rid of this lava. That's going to annoy me otherwise. There we go. Let's kill that. Right. If, for example, you grab any sort of tool, let's use a shovel, for example. You can do brush, not brush, sphere, and we're going to do a sphere of stone, for example. And now what we can do is you can just place down spheres. This is how I made the terrain over there. So we're going to have a rocky one like this. Why not? And also what you can do is if you do, so basically that first letter there is 1. If you want a bigger circle, let's go for 3. Let's just plonk down some. Oh, that is a 3. Okay, let's go for a 4 then. Something like that. There we go. That's a bigger circle. So you can mess around with these, which is quite cool. So there you go. And it will only go up to your borders. I think if you do place one in here, if I do this. Oh no, that's quite cool. Ace. So it doesn't actually do it there. It's actually localized. I didn't know about that, so that's good. So yeah, you can basically do a load of stuff here. You can also do, for example, 0 will give you an airbrush. There you go. So then this you can actually push back, so you can make, for example, caves. If I just go back onto this, and I'm just going to make, oh Jesus Christ, don't do that. There you go. You can do undo as well. So if we just have, for example, like a big cliff face type thing, and this does look pretty bad. Let me go onto that 0 and 1. What we could do is actually make a cave here, and that's pretty much how you'd make a cave in this, or at least a very, very basic one. Still pretty cool anyway. I'm actually just going to do plot me clear. There you go. So I'm going to clear that up. So if you do, you know, decide not to go over anything like that, that's absolutely fine. So this is mainly for the medieval ones. If you put up a sign somewhere on your main house or something like that, saying, Lord Dakr, can you review? What I'll do is I'll come over and I'll actually review it for you. I'll give some tips. If I'm actually on, I'll see if I can help you out as well. But what you can do is you can do plot me comment and say good, for example. And then if you, as a person on your actual plot, if you do plot me comments with an S on the end, I'll actually tell you. So they go from Lord Dakr saying good. So you can actually do that. You can actually go up to people's plots and you can give them comments and things like that. That's quite useful as well. So you guys can actually fly around. Even if they're not there, you can say, you know, maybe try this, and that they can look at their comments when they come back. It's quite useful. The other world we're going to go to, MVTP, is Plot World City. So there you go, you start in here. So I do recommend, this is going to be like a modern city version of it, but I've basically got is roads and these huge plots. These are like 101 blocks by 101 blocks. I do advise switching over to LD Modern. That's what I'm going to be using at least for mine. So there we go, we're in LD Modern. I'm going to be adding cars. These are Jag Thunder's cars, so they've all got Jag Thunder 1 written on the back of them. But again, you just do plot me claim, build some skyscrapers or something like that. It's quite a cool idea, so it means you guys can actually kind of basically build a city, and everybody has their own tiny little block, I guess, though it's actually not that tiny, it's pretty big. The blocks are pretty big, but you know, you could do you know, a couple of buildings. You can have like 4 skyscrapers on this block and then have a road, and it gives you a bit more space to work with. But that's pretty much it. And again, kind of same things with this. Where am I going to be taking the actual server as well? If I go back to, for example, list, we've got all the stuff, so I've gone over all of those ones. But I will be putting on Dakr City, will be going on here, so you guys can fly around that. What I'll also do with Dakr City probably is I'll ask you guys, say if you do build some skyscrapers that are really awesome, what I'll do is I'll actually incorporate them in Dakr City after getting permission from you guys, so you can actually help me with my city, and this will be a nice place to show off what you can do on those little bits as well. But there will eventually be survival, there will also be Hunger Games, and it's all going to be completely free because I don't really believe in charging people for stuff, especially when YouTube can pay for it. So hopefully I'll see you guys on the server. The link, well, the IP is in the description. The server might be up and down for at least a couple of weeks while I still mess around with stuff, because it still is kind of my my bucket for, it's my first bucket server, so there's going to be little bugs and things, little tweaks I need to do. I want it so that when you do, for example, if you do hello at the minute, it'll tell you what city, well, what map you're in. And then what I kind of want is to have different like layers of ranks and things. I'll do something like that with builders. That'll be quite cool. And also like reviewers or something like that. You know, people that have been building for quite a while on the server will get a reviewer, so they can actually go around and help people on plots. Stuff like that. But the Isles of Dakr map will also be on here. Basically, all of my stuff, my major stuff from all of my series is going to be on here, so you guys can have a look at it. And I'll try and do as much building on here as possible. The Let's Build Riverwood map will be up here when it's finished, hopefully as well. That's going to be my first Hunger Games map. I really want to turn that into a Hunger Games map, so I'm going to be figuring that out as well. So thank you guys for watching. I am going to be on a small break, so there won't be, you know, too many videos over the next 2 weeks, but I will be on the server if you guys need me, or you can always PM me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.